This is Pocketbyte, an open source pocket computer designed for three things: customization, productivity, and right to repair. Modern technology is completely broken. Things are becoming digital only, companies have made it hard to upgrade, and tools like smartphones are completely littered with distractions. Needless to say, things aren't looking so bright. So for the past year and a half, I have taken matters into my own hands and dived into the world of indie computing. And this summer, I am opening up pre-orders so that you can also embrace this freedom. Pocket computers go way back to the 80s, with brands like Sharp offering programmable devices. Personal digital assistants, or PDAs, then followed in the 90s, which allowed you to organize yourself digitally through scheduling, note-taking, and even media consumption. Then, in the 2000s, smartphones took over, leading PDAs to eventually die out. But I think it's time to revive them, and that's exactly what Pocketbyte is. You can use this device to really do anything you want, whether that's playing games, listening to music, or taking notes, all without distractions. It's totally up to you, it's open source, and if there isn't a program that does what you need, you can always just write it yourself. It's also completely modular, meaning that you can detach the entire bottom half and connect to any kind of input device, whether that be a gamepad or even a BlackBerry-style keyboard. You can even plug in jumper wires and actually build your own circuits. So really the only limit here is your imagination. So not only is Pocketbyte a great everyday carry for digital minimalists, but it's also a powerful development platform for makers, engineers, and indie developers. Hey, my name is Om, and I got into electronics around 6 years ago during the pandemic. I've always been fascinated by the hobbyist space for about as long as I can remember. So building stuff like this is kind of like second nature to me. But as you can imagine, I didn't just make this overnight. It was an incredibly long and challenging process. It all started on this breadboard here. I was really interested in the Raspberry Pi Pico at the time because of Pi.io, and also because of how incredibly efficient it is with its ARM cores. So I implemented the basics, screen, buttons, SD card, and I got a few cool things working like a Game Boy emulator and even an app loader. But overall, this is really fragile and it's definitely not a complete device. So next, I designed a PCB that has the same RP2040 processor. It's actually pretty much identical to the breadboard version, but is obviously a lot cleaner and more compact. But unfortunately, disaster struck. All of the boards I soldered and tested were completely dead. I don't know if I accidentally melted the chip or if I just didn't put enough decoupling capacitors on the PCB, but the fact of the matter is that the internal voltage regulator just wasn't activating. But I didn't let that stop me, so I went back to the drawing board. I completely reinvented everything, leveraging the much more powerful ESP32S3 processor. I rebuilt everything from the ground up, including all of the software. And this prototype was also the first version to feature the modular controller port. And while this does work flawlessly, there are a lot of quality of life issues, and it's just not polished enough, as you can see. So today I have created the DevKit. This version still uses the ESP32S3 processor, which has 2 cores, 8 megabytes of PS RAM, and 16 megabytes of flash. But it completely overhauls everything else. It has a crisp 2.8-inch 240p IPS display, a micro SD card slot, USB-C 2.0, stereo audio with an 8-ohm speaker and a headphone jack, a 9-axis gyroscope and accelerometer for motion controls, and even a backlit gamepad module. Now, I'm only 16 and building this out of my bedroom, so I don't exactly have a multi-million-dollar factory. That's where PCBWay comes in. PCBWay is a leader in rapid PCB, 3D printing, and CNC prototyping. They took my design and manufactured a high-quality, professional-grade PCB that didn't break the bank. And the best part is, it only takes 1 minute to place your order. Exceptional customer service. I had a few design issues with the dev kits, but their customer service team worked closely with me to resolve these issues and ensure that my board would work, which is incredibly valuable to any maker. So if you're interested in PCBWay, check out the description to learn more. Pocketbyte runs completely open source software using the official C library. It's built on the ESP IDF and uses free RTOS, which is a lightweight, blazing fast operating system. But it's also compatible with Arduino if that's your thing. I've got a ton of cool software running on this thing, a wide collection of ports as well as software that I wrote. So first up, I ported REV2, which is an incredible emulation station for the ESP32. This device is an absolute powerhouse for the specs. It can emulate comfortably up to the SNES and Sega Genesis, while easily making its way through classic systems like the NES, Game Boy Color, and even the Sega Master System, so you can play all of your favorite games no matter where you are. I also ported Celeste, specifically the Pico 8 version of it. So yes, now you can actually speedrun Celeste on Pocketbyte. This is one of my favorite games of all time, which was my motivation for porting it, but also it's just a pretty cool and fun platformer overall. And this just goes to show that you can really port anything to Pocketbyte. Moving on to original software, I wrote a little MP3 Player App, so it allows you to play MP3 or even WAV audio files from the SD card. It also displays metadata, including the cover art, which I think is pretty cool. And of course, the device also does have a headphone jack, like I mentioned before, so you can either listen to music out loud on the speaker or privately using headphones. There's also this work in progress text editor / note-taking app where you can create notes that get stored on the SD card. And because this little guy has Wi-Fi, you can actually use the REST APIs from Notion, Obsidian, and really any other platform to actually sync your notes. So that way you can use it as a synced writer deck instead of just a single purpose note taker. But this app right now is pretty useless because I don't physically have the keyboard module yet. I'm still working on that, but it will be the topic of the next video. On the topic of Wi-Fi, I also made a built-in app store that allows you to download games and apps without needing a USB cable or even another computer. Just turn on your device, browse to the list, and click install. Then, when you reboot, you'll see your brand new app has been downloaded onto the SD card. My goal is to build a full, thriving indie community here by the time these ship out to you guys later this year. Tying all of this together is this neat little launcher program that kind of acts like the operating system. It's very much inspired by the Wii and the 3DS, so it uses grid navigation. Its main purpose is simply just displaying all of your applications and allowing you to load them, along with a few quality of life features like the battery percentage, time, and more. That was a lot of stuff, but believe me when I say there's more coming. The biggest thing that I'm currently working on is finalizing the keyboard module. So like I said before, you can swap out the gamepad with this keyboard to take notes and do other PDA functions. This keyboard module also has an RTC or real-time clock, so it can actually keep track of the current time and date, which is useful for calendars and scheduling and so on. Once I get that done, I'm looking forward to getting this case printed out in transparent resin instead of just solid white. I think that being able to see the internals would look really sick, and it also kind of give atomic purple Game Boy vibes, if you know what I'm talking about. Building Pocketbyte has just been a mountain of work, but seeing the dev kits almost fully functional makes every one of those failed prototypes and work sessions just completely worth it. Because now it's no longer just a passion project, I want to actually put this into your hands. So I'm officially opening up pre-orders this summer. Space for the first batch is going to be kind of limited because I'm just one guy doing this out of my bedroom. So if you want to secure your spot and stay up to date, join our Discord server or sign up to the email newsletter on the website. Links to everything can be found below. Subscribe to follow the journey ahead, and I'll see you in the next video when the keyboard module is finished.